The other half of life is, what is the gift of uncertainty? What is the blessing of not knowing? What is the invitation of being in the mystery, having things be more curious? How can you be? What if your relationship is getting too serious, too quick? What do you do? Allana Pratt here, intimacy expert, relationship coach for the past 20 years, and host of the podcast Intimate Conversations. I was literally just having this conversation with a girlfriend yesterday. And it was, on the one hand, really flattering how clear she is the one, and how quick the promise ring arose, and how quick introducing her to various family members and saying things like, I can see you in this house. All these kind of things. So super flattering. And enough of like, for her to reach out and have a chit chat with me, which I just love. And she's going to give me a call next week and support me in her expertise. She's epic in her mission, vision, and purpose and gifts to this planet. So I started to feel into the energy of this gentleman who's very masculine, like focus, claim, this kind of thing. And then feel into her energy of how she was feeling about all of that. And it's making her a little contract and a little spin in her head, etc. So we went deep. We went deep to the part of her that hadn't spoken up for what she needed, the part of her that hadn't created boundaries, agreements, ways of being, the really little you part of her that needs to know that she has her little you's back no matter what the hell happens in the relationship. Another older little you, the one that was in that long marriage, why did she put up with that? Like the part maybe that she needs to forgive, that actually we do deserve being this desired. So all those little pieces in the past are what gets triggered when something goes too serious or too fast. And that's a gift. That's good. Because all those little pieces, she's now going to integrate, chit chat with, become one with, and then in this moment, she'll have the courage and bravery. And I so many times on the call with her, my posture just kept like lifting. It literally physiologically would make her kind of cower or cover her heart or protect her heart. So when we do the inner work to find our truth on the inside, integrate the wounds on the inside, forgive ourselves on the inside, listen to our in our sacred yoni on the inside, we are whole. We are aligned. We feel it in our posture. We emanate it in our energy. And we open our heart and put our walls down. And we can let go of control. And we can just be authentic. We can just be vulnerable. We can just speak our truth. We can even do it creatively and seductively and alluringly. We can do it tenderly. We can have a good cry and just ask to be held. All these capacities are possible when we do the inner work to come home to truth, speak it, invite it. So yeah, I'm really excited for her. She's extraordinary and he sees it. And simultaneously, should I have had the blessing of talking with him, I would have probably asked him the same questions, but the opposite of what he was experiencing. And what would be in the way of allowing things to unfold a little more at a slower pace, a little more alluringly, a little more curiously, without needing certainty so quick. I imagine if I went all the way back to his little you, maybe his life was uncertain, maybe even traumatic, scary, who knows? And as a little guy, he probably decided certainty, focus, results equals I feel safe on the inside. If I can do this on the outside, I feel safe on the inside. Probably. it's probably turned into one of his amazing superpowers for his job to be able to create that focus and certainty. And that's just half of life. The other half of life is, what is the gift of uncertainty? What is the blessing of not knowing? What is the invitation of being in the mystery, having things be more curious? How can you be out of control on the outside? Because we can't control people. Note to self, right? We can influence, but we can't control shit. That we can't control shit, right? But we can. And how could he find that inner peace, that inner safety, that inner presence without needing to control anything on the outside? That's really sexy, just saying, right? You really, really know who somebody is when you start traveling with them and you miss the flight and you get sick and throw up and then you're like, so who are they now? Like, So when everything's out of control, who do you be? So I would imagine that would be an area of the next phase of peeling the onion and evolving for this glorious gentleman who sees rightly. My girlfriend is amazing. And we're meant to grow in relationship. We come together to grow. We're not like perfect and find the perfect person, then have a perfect relationship. It doesn't work like that. There's always growth, always challenge, and there's always support and always delight. There's everything. And so I love that they're already curious and exploring. So I invite you to do the same. Here at allanapratt.com, this is our thing. We're about being vulnerable and real and going to the core. We're not about just have a better attitude and 10 more affirmations and everything will be fine. Not that that's bad. It's just not lasting change, and it's exhausting. To me, it's inefficient. And there's a more efficient, more elegant, more lasting, more embodied way to integrate and process our past triggers into a new way of being, so we don't have to keep working so hard to be happy. We can just be. We can just be. Not perfect, but at peace with who we are and who we're not. So when situations arise, we can speak our truth. And if your relationship is getting a little too serious too fast, I would love to speak with both of you if you're both open, and if not just one of you, because when one changes, the other has to change because the harmony shifts. Always doing the inner work works. So a great first step would be to go to allanapratt.com/connect. That is Natalie, my intimacy success advisor, and she will give you an intimacy blind spot breakthrough call. So you think it's this issue, but really it's that. And you're like, oh my God. It's like a wonderful breakthrough. It's not enough to change things. It's just greater understanding, greater awareness, but it's the first step. And then once you see that, you're like, oh, that's what I need to work on, process, integrate, evolve in a lasting way. And that's what our different programs, group coaching, inner circle, VIP, retreats, Heartmates for singles, Heartmates for couples, all our different programs, they're here to support you in having lasting change. I don't want to just keep giving you a fish and giving you a fish. I want to teach you to fish. I want to empower you. I want to get up under you in a lasting way. I don't want you to need me or anything. I'd love to hang out though. I'd love to play together. I love my community. Some people stay for like over a decade because we just haven't found a place that's safer and more real and more fun to grow and be ourselves. So we welcome you. A wonderful choice to make this year would be to join our community. We would love to have you. All right. Happy New Year.